It's just like really, I'm already really homesick.
Boom, bam. Would you believe me if I said to you that Nicole's homesick? Of course you would, because she just told us that. But it's crazy though, because I've said it before and I say it again. She moved from America to Egypt once upon a time. She didn't like it, so she went back. But now she's come back again because she's ready to give it another chance. And literally only a couple of days in of her being in Egypt, she's already homesick. But of course, to be fair with you, she did express that, you know, living in a home where you have to share the bathroom with everyone isn't easy. Because of course, everybody has a certain amount of time in the bathroom. Everybody obviously needs to use it in the morning. And of course, that is something, you know, that she is finding hard to do. And also at the same time, she has to make sure that she cleans up the bathroom before she leaves, because when it comes to the bathroom, the drain is literally in the floor. And of course, when it comes to it, you've got to mop it and everything to make sure that the next person doesn't come in and slip up. So to be fair, it is quite a chore in the morning to just have a bath and then also having to clean up before the next person comes in. I can understand how much that can be one hell of a shock for her. Now, of course, at this point in time, she has already expressed that she really wants her and Mahmoud to find their own apartment, but Mahmoud is adamant that he wants her to stay at home where his family is, because he believes that this is the best way of them doing things this time round, so things work out. You know what though? This is going to be an interesting video, but welcome to the channel, and now let's continue.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to be happy.
If the only way we can be together is here, so this time I want to be sure we can handle it. Okay?
You know, Mahmoud says the only way that we can be happy and be together is if we live here, under the same roof as the rest of the family. You know, Nicole proceeds on by saying, listen, I want to be happy, you know, I want to be here with you, but I don't know if this is going to be enough. And to be fair with you, like, ladies and gentlemen, let's be real. Sometimes in life, without compromise, is there really happiness in a relationship? You know, it's crazy because I never thought I'd find myself in this position, but originally watching this couple, I'm thinking, rah, Nicole's moving mad. But to be fair, Mahmoud is moving rather controlling. And that's something that I have definitely discovered in this episode itself in particular, because I find that everything that he says is around keeping Nicole in a bubble, keeping her cornered somewhere where I guess the rest of the world can't really have access to her. But listen, let me show you the rest of the scenes to back up exactly my statement.
But like, it is important to me to know your friends, like just to meet them. I don't know why you're freaking out.
So Mahmoud has this whole thing against Nicole meeting his friends. You can't tell me that her asking to meet his friends is against the culture. He's sitting there talking about how if he asked his friends to meet their wives, it would be a red line and they would tell him to F off. And they'd also tell him that, hey, you're not the American here, your wife is. But here's the thing, the friends, Nicole did meet the friends at their wedding, but briefly. She's in a new country. She obviously, you know, is used to going out, mingling and talking to people and all that kind of stuff. So therefore, she's immediately suggesting, why don't we go out with your friends? You know what I mean? I can get to know your friends, you know, maybe I can make some friends myself, all that kind of stuff, you know? Something that really and truly shouldn't be an issue to the slightest. And honestly, the more I hear this guy talk, the more I start to believe that he is just throwing things out there just to have her controlled in a certain part that he wants her, and that is a part where he wants her to feel restricted and he doesn't want her to have access to the rest of the freaking Egypt, to be honest with you. I feel like this guy is carrying a whole lot of insecurities. But here's the thing though, despite the fact that he made it so hard for himself to say, yes, we can meet my friends, he finally does agree for her to go and meet his friends. And this is the thing, if meeting his friends wasn't a thing that he was allowed to do, then why is it now you've accepted it? That is a clear indication to say that the whole time he could have said, yeah, we gonna meet my friends. But he made it into a whole hoo-ha. For what reason? Why is he so paranoid? But then again, there are people in this world that just love to control. There are people in this world that just love to have something and hide it away from the rest of the world just because they're just sick in the head. Of course, it comes from somewhere. It stems from somewhere, right? But I don't think Mahmoud is as innocent as maybe many of us would have thought. And also at the same time, in the last video that I did make around Nicole and Mahmoud, there was people that came in, their wives that came in and said, listen, I'm married to an Egyptian man. We've gone to Egypt many times and I'm able to dress the way I want to dress. I'm able to go and do this, to go and do that. What Mahmoud is saying and the things that he's doing in the show doesn't match up to our own actual life experience that we are going through right now. And that's why now people are definitely starting to clock on. Or at least I'd like to think people are clocking on that this guy is the red flag in their relationship and not so much as Nicole. Because to be honest with you, what is wrong with someone saying, hey, can we get our own apartment? What is wrong with someone saying, hey, can we go out and, you know, maybe meet some of your friends because I'm in this country. I don't know anyone. It'd be nice for me to, you know more than just yourself. What is wrong with that? You know? And at the same time, when she came to the airport, she had a top on. She had a turtleneck on. It was covering up her neck. It was covering up her whole stomach. But he still wanted her to button up her blazer, even though you couldn't see a single ounce of skin apart from her face. This guy, he is the red line that he talks about. But let's continue.
Yeah. When I've been around Cairo, like some people hang out with friend wife, they didn't care, like because they grew up like that. It's normal. But me and my friend, how we grew up is more serious and it's not normal.
It's interesting how he has a way to justify certain things and answer certain things. So basically, he is basically talking smack. He's talking about a whole bunch of nonsense. It isn't a cultural thing. It isn't a part of the country where, you know, a wife can't hang around with the friends and whatnot. It's just a thing that him and his friends do. This guy is 100% one of those people that is just lying through his teeth. I'm telling you right now, he's a control freak. Control freak. Because like I said before, the whole time he could have said yes, but he didn't want to say yes until he finally says yes. And now they're on the way to meet the friends and he's stressing around it. But then he also reveals that, hold on a minute, actually no, we are allowed to do it. It's just that me and my friends just don't do it because we take things a bit more seriously. Boom, bam. You can't make sense out of this guy. But yeah.
Okay. Is it okay if I ask your friends how they know you?
Okay, go ahead, honey.
Okay. When in life, as a human being, do you feel the need to ask someone if it's okay to ask a question? It wasn't rhetorical. Let me answer for you, in case you already have in the comment section, right? The only time in life you feel the need to ask someone if you could ask something is if you feel like you're being controlled, is if you feel like you're not allowed to say certain things, as if you feel like you're afraid you may be stepping on a couple of toes. So the only time you would really put it, really and truly, you know, consciously be like, oh, I better ask you before I say something, is if you're afraid because that person has told you that you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. And it goes on and 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 on. And for the people who don't know, in case you have been watching A Married at First Sight, another show that I am actually covering on Patreon as well as 90 Day Fiancé Yourself in particular, you will know that in one of the couples, though, Taylor and Hugo, this man says he actually, everything he does is like, yes. Yes, Taylor. Yes, Taylor. Can I say this? It's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, the matter of fact is, though, you can't tell me, for someone to get to a point where they have to ask you if it's okay for you to ask someone else how they met you. Is that not concerning for nobody? Hello? Come on, man. Don't mess about with this nonsense, man. Come on, man. Come on. If you tell me that this man is not controlling, then hey, then that means your dislike for Nicole is too strong.
What about that if you really want that?
بقول لك اسمع محمود الاول لو الفكره دي حلوه ولا لا؟
It's okay.
Now, I had to really speed that up a bit more just to get in that whole context, right, for this little clip here. But one of the friends says that he wants a woman from America, and then obviously Nicole was like, ask Mahmoud what it's like to be with someone from America. And while she's sitting there, he pretty much flat out says that, well, they're fools. Literally called her a fool. We called Americans, but we know he was only implying her. in the conversation, he called his own woman a fool right next to her. But listen, just
I said they are crazy.
Oh, that's what I thought you said. Miss Anna? Miss Anna? Masi Shanna?
Miss Anna? Miss Anna?
Not me. Not me.
Not me?
Not me, crazy.
You know, I like the fact that she kind of clocked on that he said something a bit off key there. And she had to ask him, but you're not saying that I'm crazy, right? Even though he said fools, he changed to say crazy. But at the end of the day, of course, he sits there and says, no, I didn't say you're crazy. So how do you know that Americans are crazy or fools? You only know it because you're with one, right? That's the only way. But it's crazy because obviously, you know, when he's saying Americans is plural, what he's really talking about is Nicole. It's just crazy because at the end of the day, it feels to me as if like he thinks the only way that their marriage can survive is if he controls her. Maybe in the past, he wasn't as hectic as he is. Who knows? We don't know that because we wasn't ever there. But for this current state of mind, his whole approach to her is legit. I'm just going to control her, every narrative, everything she does. So therefore, she feels like she can't leave me. She has to stay with me no matter what. Or, you know, all that kind of BS. Now, that is my observation. If you've got a different one, that is fine. But I'm telling you now, this guy, control freak. Let me not say freak. He's definitely controlling her to hold in the hopes that he can keep her where he needs her, so she doesn't run off again like she did the first time. Nonetheless, though, please don't forget to sub, like, comment, and of course, full episode is out on Patreon. We are done. We're out, and peace.